All right, folks, listen. There's a live stream, and I'm just going to shoot through this info really quick. So, you know that I've been telling you that Trump is going to be like the savior of the ones who call themselves the chosen ones. You know what I'm talking about. And that's why the chosen ones are causing all these problems right now. And that way Trump can be their hero. You understand? And that's why they already gave him the what is that trope? Some kind of Prince of Peace award or something. Whatever was the trophy of Jerusalem. I can't remember what it was called, but they love this Trump. Okay, I'm talking about the religious ones over there. Who knows about what you know you know what I mean, like not the Democrat, not the liberal ones, obviously, but the ones who run uh, that place in the Middle East. But anyway, so they're right now they're about to start another um, incident with now they're going to start it with probably Beirut, Lebanon, because I was born in Beirut, right? But they're thinking of attacking Lebanon right now, the chosen ones, and the U.S. is telling them don't do it, you know, don't do it, and and but they never listen to anybody because they run everything. You know what I mean? They're not going to listen because the United States is run by them. You know what I mean? When I say I don't mean that little place, I'm talking about the people who call themselves the chosen one. They run it all, right? Anyway, so that's why Trump is going to be seen as their Messiah when he comes and rescues them from all the people who are going to eventually come after them because they're causing all kinds of chaos. You know what I mean? They supposedly they killed almost 50,000 people, and who knows how many thousands more are going to die because of what happened. So who knows? I don't know. No one ever knows what's real and what's not. But whatever they're doing, they're causing all kinds of chaos. Throughout the minds of everybody in the world. Anyway, so you have that going on, and then because I told you I have two predictions, right? The June 11th event uh, next year in Washington State, they're going to crack Washington State in half, folks. It's going to be a catastrophic event on June 11th in the state of Washington. Get out, okay? And and somehow that connects to Elvis. Either his name, his image, or the number of his name is going to come out of that event being the mark of the beast, connected to it. Either his name, the number of his name, or his image of Elvis, because Elvis is the Antichrist. Trump is the Antichrist in the flesh. Okay, because they're copying God. God, even though he was in heaven, he was on earth in the flesh as Jesus, and that's what they're doing. Trump is playing the part of Jesus, and Elvis is playing the part of God, the unseen God in heaven. Okay. Anyway, so Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th. Okay, my other prediction, and and most likely in Ohio, right? And I told you guys he would pick somebody from Ohio, and he did. He picked his running mate from Ohio, right? J.D. Vance, and I already did a video all about that. Go watch all the live streams if you're new to the channel. And right now, J.D. Vance is in a big, you know, thing going on with uh, the fact that he was calling all single women with no kids cat ladies, and cat is the Antichrist initials, right? TAC backwards, and and which we've been talking about, like catastrophe, and whatever else, because the airport in Seattle is SeaTac, the TAC, right? The Antichrist out of the sea, because Elvis is the beast out of the sea. He is the Kraken. He is the Phoenix Rising. He's the sea goat, the camel that shoots through the eye of the needle, the space needle. Anyway, so I've been telling you that Trump's going to get his head wound most likely in Ohio on August 4th. And now he picked that J.D. Vance, and he's in all this controversy. So he's kind of hot water, right? So it would be interesting that Trump would go to Ohio and do some type of, not rally, but something over there in Ohio. I don't know. Like, maybe he'll go and, for whatever reason he has, I don't know why he'll be in Ohio, but we'll see where he is on August 4th or what happens. It could be a helicopter crash. It could be a drone attack. It could be a plane crash. It could be anything. He could go missing for, after his plane crash, he'd go missing or something. Who knows what the scenario is going to be, Or it could be just your run-of-the-mill, another assassination attempt, right? And yeah, and Trump is going to be in Butler, Pennsylvania again, where he got his supposed earshot. He's going to be there Wednesday, the 31st, right? But I'm telling you, he's going to get his head wound on August 4th most likely in Ohio. And like I said, if it doesn't happen this year, then for sure it's next year. It has to be, because the reset period is 2024, 2025. It has to happen, my two predictions, in between that time period, 2024, 2025. And that's why this is the last year that I'll be talking about this. I've been making the same predictions now for years. Same place, same dates, same places. Same dates, places, and people. Everything is the same. I haven't changed because I know it's going to happen. It's 100% that these events have to happen. And you think it's a coincidence that Trump got his his ear wound at 6/11 the time? When I've been predicting the June 11th event all this time, and he gets his ear shot at 6/11. Yeah, that's funny you mentioned that. I think I mentioned that in one of my live streams that there's some kind of band or something to do with the Lord of the Rings, right? Return of the King or something, some kind of production that's going to be happening in the Cleveland Orchestra. What is it called? The Cleveland what? Amphitheater. Yeah, and Cleveland is the 216 area code, and August 4th is the 216th day of the year on a regular year, but a leap year is 217, but it still connects to each other. Hold on. Yeah, I know that he told the Christians, I played that many times already, how he told the Christians that they don't have to vote anymore. This is going to be the last one. Come on, Christians, get out there. Come on, just this time. Because he knows that the Christians aren't buying what he's got to sell. Only I'm saying the lost ones are paying attention to him. People like us, we know that he's a fraud. Well, I don't understand your question. What is the deal with Elvis's birthday on the J calendar? What do you mean? You mean what I showed? Is that what you're talking about? What I showed on my videos? Yeah, that's legit. What do you think? I just made that up? I went by what they were talking on Google. I don't know nothing about the calendar. I was just going by what they showed. Hold on. Listen, I don't listen. If someone's asking me about Elvis's parents, I believe that Elvis's family are connected to some kind of Satanism. That's in my opinion. You know, I think Vernon Presley is. I don't know, man. I'm just telling you, there's a connection with him in Washington. I don't understand it. You know, with him and George Washington, because Washington was in his Mount Vernon. It was called. His estate or something. I talked about that in the past. Oh yeah, hold on. I got to get rid of this. Hold on. I just saw that. I didn't even notice the name. My eyes were so bad. That person's gone. Hold on. Let me get rid of that person. Yeah. Go change your name, dude. Go start a new channel with a new name. Thanks for noticing the name. Let me get rid of your comment too. Hold on. I don't want to see that word there either. Hold on. Yeah, I just took out your comment. Anyway, so just real quick, let me. I gotta make this video fast because my throat is hurting. So I'm just doing this video that way people can have something to watch in the morning till I do a live stream. Yeah, Elvis's mom had a part chosen, the chosen one's blood in it, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Anyway, you know what's funny? You guys didn't even see this video. Listen, there was a video I did on someone in the royal family. Who's there? Hold on, watch this. Who is Lady Gabriella related to?
According to the U.S. Sun, Lady Gabriella Windsor is the daughter of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent. Her full name is Lady Gabriella Marina Alexandra Ophelia Windsor, but she is known as Ella. She is the younger...
How is Lady Gabriella related to the royal family?
According to Wikipedia...
Second cousin of... I think something to do with the second cousin of King Charles. So anyway, I don't understand. As a great-grandchild of King George V and Queen Mary, she's a second cousin of King Charles III or something, whatever the hell. I don't know. All I know is I did a video on that dude. There was a guy, Lady Gabriella, her husband. Look at this. When did Lady Gabriella's husband die?
According to Sky News.
Look at this. I don't want to give away that. Hold on. Let me show you this. Hold on. Let me just type it. That's weird. Why they're not? I don't know why they don't want to put the name. So check this guy's name out. And Prince William went to the funeral. Look at his name. So this dude was married to the wife. His wife was related to, so look at his name. Thomas Kingston. You see that? And let me tell you when he died. Look at this. I have it written down right here. I just want you to see this. So he's got the Thomas, which means twin, okay? So Thomas means twin, because I told you Elvis's identical twin died at birth. That's why Trump is the replacement twin. I mean, Elvis's twin was probably sacrificed at birth. But anyway, look at this. So this dude died, this Thomas Kingston. And look what they said he died from. Look at that. Can you read that? Look at that. Traumatic head wound. Traumatic head wound. So the guy gets a head wound, and his name is Thomas Kingston. Okay? It's got the king, because Elvis was known as a king. Seattle's in King County. Martin Luther King died in Memphis, Tennessee. Died in Memphis, Tennessee, where Elvis lived and died. Hold on. And MLK is now named after Seattle's King County. What do you think they're going to do to that place? They're going to destroy it. I'm trying to explain this to you. Okay? And there's going to be collateral damage. That's why that whole area is going to be destroyed. All right? Who knows exactly what's going to happen? But anyway, so this dude dies and of a head wound, right? And we're talking about Trump getting his head wound on August 4th. And what is Trump? He's connected to the 45, right? He's the 45th president. And look at this. Look at this. So from Thomas Kingston's birthday, the day he was born, to the day he died on 2/25/24, look at that. 45 years, 8 months, 4 days. And this is the guy who got the head wound. You see what I mean? 45 years, 8 months, 4 days. I mean, can you believe this? And notice this, he was 78. Trump is 78 right now, and we're in the year 24, right? He turned 78 in the year 24. Trump, right? And look, 22 and 25 is 47. 6 and 2 is 8. 847. But anyway, look at the amount of days. On leap year, Trump's birthday, 6/14, is the 166th day of the year. And I told you he's going to get his head wound on 8/4, but because it's a leap year, it lands on 8/5. So look at that. Trump's date of birth, Trump's birthday on a leap year is the 166th day. Then you have 8/4 and 8/5. Get it? Did you guys get that or no? Did you guys understand that last part about the days? Because 8/4 lands on 8/5 because it's a leap year. All right. And by the way, his wife at the time when this happened, she was still 42. Because Elvis died at age 42 and Washington's the 42nd state. And he's got the T-O-N in his name. Kingston. Get it? T-O-N for Washington. And Thomas means twin. Right? Can you go over it again? Just real quick. I told you Trump is the 45th president. He's going to get his head wound on 8/4. It was 45 years, 8 months, 4 days this guy lived. He died exactly 45 years, 8 months, 4 days from the day he was born. Trump is 78 years old. He was born in 78. He turned 78 in 24, Trump. And 2024 is a leap year, and the 166th day on a leap year is Trump's birthday. And he's going to get his head wound on 8/4/5, and that's the amount of days. See? 8/4 lands on 8/5 because it's a leap year. And 166 is Trump's birthday, the 166th day of the year. It's perfectly connected to Trump, this head wound. This guy died of a head wound. That's why I'm bringing it up. And he's part of the royal family, King, get it? Anyway, but his wife is now 43, but at the time she was 42 when he got the head wound. Yeah, I've talked about that guy, the guy who played Elvis in the other movie, that Priscilla movie, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate the comments, folks. Look, I've told you guys that that there's some kind of voodoo, voodoo, weird spells or whatever the hell they're doing with these three. Because I told you, Obama's born out of the Subud cult. I told you the leader looks just like him. Subud, S-U-B-U-D, Subud. The cult member, the leader, looks just like Obama. So that's some kind of weird stuff because his mom was part of that cult. And then you have Trump being born under a blood moon eclipse, connecting somehow to Aleister Crowley, because Aleister Crowley was talking about a moon child when he was writing a note to some other dude. I can't remember now, but I've shown this years ago, and the date on that letter about the moon child that was being birthed was 6/14/46. That's Trump's birthday. So there's some weird stuff going on, and connecting with that Jack Parsons and the Manhattan Project, where I can't explain it, but how they were trying to birth something out of out of some explosion. I don't know, but what the point I'm trying to make is, and then Elvis, when he was born, there was some kind of light that hovered above the house. They said of his little shack. Because it's mockery. Because Jesus was he was born in a manger, right, or something like that. Do you get what I'm saying? They're trying to tell you that, look at Elvis. He's like God. They're saying, like I said, Elvis he comes as an angel of light, and Trump is the dark Elvis. You understand? Yes, Satan is the counterfeit of everything, trying to be like God. And that's what you're seeing here. That's what that whole Black Lives Matter was about. Lives is Elvis, the anagram. They're telling you the dark Elvis matters. You understand? Because Elvis came as an angel of light, but his other side is the dark star. That's why Elvis has a black star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His original star got moved, and they made that star, Elvis's star, black. It's all about the black star, because Elvis had a movie originally called Black Star, turned into Flaming Star. David Bowie was born on Elvis's birthday, had a Black Star song. Everything is Black Star album. Came out on Elvis's birthday because David Bowie's born on Elvis's birthday. And why do you think Trump was calling Kim Ding Dong, the North Korean dictator, Rocket Man? Because Rocket Man, Kim Ding Dong, the North Korean dictator, is born on January 8th, Elvis's birthday. Just like David Bowie being Rocket Man, And like I said, I can connect all of it, just like Elton John. He's Rocket Man too. But Elton John's born on 3/25. 3/25 is the 85th day of the year on a leap year. And 3/25 connects to 6/11 too, because June 11th is the 162nd, 163rd day of the year on a leap year. 162 plus 165 is 3/25. 162 plus 163 is 3/25. Again, connecting to the date 3/25, which is the 85 day of the year, which connected to Elton John being the Rocket Man. You get what I'm saying? It's all connected. That's my point. Okay? Anyway, the back to what I was talking about. So we were talking about the head wound. And Lucifer, the show Lucifer, I've told you how all of it connects to Elvis, because Elvis represents Lucifer, because Lucifer was a musician in heaven. He was the Pied Piper in heaven, the peeping. I told you the peeping's the Antichrist. And when he got thrown out, he became Satan, right? Because he lost his crown name. And Lucifer right now, I don't know if it's still on the show. I think it already got canceled or whatever. But Lucifer, the show, the guy, he's 45 years old right now. Lucifer. And guess what day? And Lucifer's name is Tom Ellis. Thomas again with the twin, because Thomas means twin. And by the way, he had a twin. Tom Ellis, the guy who plays Lucifer, his sister is a twin. I mean, his twin is a girl, his sister. And so Lucifer, played by Tom Ellis, what day did Lucifer go missing and presumed dead? Was Lucifer presumed dead on August 4th on the show? Stupid. Come on. Look, this is what it says. Hold on. Look what it says right here. It says August 4th right there, right? And it says that in the end, it says Lucifer is alive in hell. But over here, you'll see it says, how did Lucifer lose his life in the final season? I don't know what they're talking about. I didn't see it. But it says that Lucifer is going to go missing on August 4th. Okay? Hold on. Anyway, so if you watch the show, I've shown it before. Okay? And by the way, on the show, Lucifer, look what he says on the show. I did a whole extensive video on this, so if you want to go watch that, you can watch it over there. Look at this. If I could find it. I guess oh, here it is.
Obviously knew it had to be a lie. Did he claim he's friends with Elvis? Because for one, the king's still alive and I'm the only one who knows where. Well, obviously knew it had to be a lie. Did he claim he's friends with Elvis? Because for one, the king's still alive and I'm the only one who knows where.
That's Lucifer talking.
So, you're telling me that my dickhead twin showed up on Earth, assumed my identity, and then wreaked all sorts of havoc on my life? That about covers it, yes.
And by the way, that episode where they said Elvis, that what they mentioned, it was called El Diablo. What was the episode on Lucifer where they named Elvis? Diablo, not El Diablo. It was called Diablo, which means devil in Spanish. All right. Yeah. It wasn't El Diablo, it was Diablo. Anyway, so you have those connections, right? And then you know that that Ronald Reagan shooting. Listen, I've shown all kinds of connections with that JFK and stuff. I'm not really focusing on that at the moment because I've shown already many videos about that. So the Ronald Reagan shooting, that's important because he survived that, Ronald Reagan, right? But Ronald sounds like Donald, right? And because the same initials code, it kind of emphasized that it's going to be a survival. Let me tell you what I mean. Ronald Reagan survived. Gabby Giffords, who got the head wound, survived, who was shot on Elvis's birthday, the same day the beast quake happened in Seattle. But the congresswoman who got shot in the head, she survived. That was on Elvis's birthday, like I said. Gabby Giffords, same initial. Ronald Reagan, same initials. And then you had Steve Scalise, another congressman who was shot on Trump's birthday, and he survived. So it's the survival code, you know. And but Trump doesn't have the same initials, does he? But wait, was Trump's original name Trump?
Donald Trump's full name.
You piece of... Hold on. So yeah, see, look. So there's a connection to his name being Drumpf, Drumpf, which turned into Trump. So it turned into Trump. You know, not him, but so that means he does have the same initials code, DD, Donald Trump. You know, like Donald Duck. You know, the DD. Anyway, so he does have a thing. So there's another code right there, you know. Anyway, okay, anyway, so what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So the Ronald Reagan shooting happened on 3/30 in 1981. Look at that. You have the 1/8 backwards, which is Elvis's birthday. What do you mean 4 dead in Ohio, CSNY? Is that on today? Is that what you're saying? It's on a show right now? 4 dead in Ohio? What are you saying? What's CSNY mean? Oh, it's a song from 1970? I've never heard of it. Oh, you mean the 4 dead? Yeah, you mean from the Kent State shooting. That's what that's about. Right? Isn't that what that's about, the Kent State shooting? Or am I mistaken? Yeah, that's the one, right? Anyway, and Kent equals the word June, by the way. Kent. All right, folks, I got to end the video because my throat's hurting. Just listen. So during the Reagan shooting, which happened on 3/30, get it? 3/3 code with a crown. 3/30/81. Check this out. I'm gonna go through this really quick, okay? The connections. It gets better as it goes. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. So from JFK's birthday to Ronald Reagan, the Ronald Reagan shooting. I mean, JFK's death date to Ronald Reagan's assassination attempt. Look at this. It was 17 years, 4 months, 8 days. There's your 8-4, and Ohio's the 17th state, right? And I told you from Trump's birthday to JFK's is 17 years. Everything's about the 17. Ohio's the 17th state. From Trump's birthday to JFK's death was 17 years. But look, 17 years, 4 months, 8 days, which is Trump getting his head wound on 8/4, Ohio being the 17th state, right? And also it connects to the EL because E is the 5th letter, L is the 12th letter. 5 is, it adds up to those numbers that I just showed. 17 years, 4 months, 8 days, remember? So it kind of connects to the EL also, which means God in Hebrew. But look at this. So I told you that 529's backwards date is August 4th. JFK was born on 529. So his backwards birth date is August 4th, the reverse date, because 529 is 149th date, leaves 216 days in the year. The 216th day is August 4th. So JFK's birthday, the guy who got the head wound, his backwards date is the date I'm telling you Trump's going to get his head wound, right? And guess who was born on that day? John Hinckley, the guy who shot Reagan. He's born on 529. So the guy who shot Reagan, I've already shown this years ago, okay? And so he's the one who shot Reagan, right? Now look at this. Check this out. John Hinckley, he was born in Ardmore, Oklahoma, right? And look what Ardmore equals. Ardmore equals the exact same as Lucifer. Ardmore equals the same as Lucifer. Same exact numbers. So, just real quick, watch this. So John Hinckley, the guy who shot Reagan, is born on JFK's birthday, which is the backwards date of August 4th, right? All right, now listen to this. Yeah, I'll talk about the Taylor Swift thing in a moment. I gotta end this video, folks. My throat is damaged. I can't be doing. Please, no more questions, or please. I need to end the video. All right. So look at this. From John Hinckley's birthday, the day he was born, to the day JFK was killed. Look at this. 8 years, 5 months, 24 days or 25 days if you add the day. And I told you, August 4th this year lands on 8/5 because it's a leap year. August 4th lands on the 8/5 day, and you have the 24/25. So that's interesting right there, from John Hinckley, the guy who shot Reagan, to JFK's death date. That's an interesting connection right there. And then from and during that shooting where Reagan was shot in the side, just like Jesus was pierced, you see, he got shot in the side. And Reagan, I told you, they thought he was the Antichrist, Reagan, because he had the 6 letters in each of his 3 names, Ronald Wilson Reagan, 666, and he lived at 666 St. Cloud Street. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. 666 St. Cloud. And they changed the address now to 668. But originally it was 666 St. Cloud in Bel Air. Okay? So that's why they were thinking he was the Antichrist, Reagan. Anyway, and of course, Ronald Reagan has the initials 1818, and Elvis's twin, and Elvis was born on 1818. Get it? And RR, Ronald Reagan, 1818. And 1818 is 216 or 16/2, which is June 11th and August 4th, right? Anyway, folks, man, I'm getting sick, folks, from this. I gotta stop. So during that Reagan shooting, there was a person, the very first bullet that struck a guy named James Brady. All right? Now watch this. Where did James Brady get shot?
According to Wikipedia, shooting on March 30th.
What part of the body did James Brady get shot?
According to Wikipedia, Secret Service and police officers forced Hinckley to the ground and arrested him. He had fired 6 shots from a .22 caliber Romar G14 revolver. The bullet hit Brady in the head above his left eye, passing underneath his brain and shattering his brain cavity, exploding on it.
Okay, so the guy got shot in the head. This James Brady, but he survived. He survived. Guess how long he survived? 33 years. And remember, it happened on 3/30. The date, 3/30, and he survived 33 years, right? And guess what day he died? The guy who got shot in the head. What day did James Brady die?
James Brady died on August 4th, 2014.
So the guy who got shot in the head died on August 4th. And he was shot by a guy, John Hinckley, who was born on 5/29, which is the backwards date of August 4th. 5/29 is JFK's birthday, the guy who got the head wound. And the backwards date of 5/29 is August 4th. And John Hinckley was the shooter. And anyway, so James Brady dies on August 4th. The day I'm telling you Trump gets his head wound, right? And by the way, in between the date 3/30 and 8/4 is 4 months 4 days or 4 months 5 days. In between 3/30 and 8/4. And that's 44-45 connects to Trump. Because also Obama, because he's born on August 4th. That's the reason. Trump is the 44th person to become president, but 45th actual president to take office. And Obama having a connection to the 44 because he's born on August 4th. So that's why he had to be born on August 4th, because he connects to the 44. All right. Anyway, so I'm almost done here. And so James Brady, remember, he's the one who got the head wound, right? From his birthday, the day James Brady died, the day James Brady was born, the guy who got the head wound, the day he was born, to JFK, the guy who got the head wound, get it? To JFK's death date. Look at this. Look at the amount of days. Look at this. So from the day that James Brady was born to JFK, the guy who got the head wound, look at that. 8,485 days if you don't add the day. 84, 85 up to that day. But if you add the day, it's 84, 86. So that amount of days. And one last thing here. From the day Hinckley was born to the day James Brady died was 21617 days. It's like saying 217th day of the year, get it? August 4th. But it's also, if you add the days, 218, it's actually 21618. But up to that day was 21617, because August 4th on leap year is 217th day of the year. So that's another weird coincidence, you know. And you know, Trump, when he got a Purple Heart, I just heard this on somebody else's channel, this part. When Trump is, I'm not even sure, maybe I said it in the past, I don't know, I've done so many videos, I have no idea. But I just heard it again recently on someone else's show, that Trump got a Purple Heart from somebody. Someone gave him a Purple Heart, some Lieutenant Colonel Louis Dorfman. Dorfman. It's got the man in it. And the Dorfman, he was wounded on 11/22/2007. I guess part of the Iraqi war or something like that. I don't know. But 11/22, that's JFK's death date. And that's when the guy got the Purple Heart or something. I don't know. And that was JFK's 44th anniversary of his death that day, 11/22/2007. That's when the guy got hurt. I don't know what day he got the award. Yeah. But that was when the guy got hurt. The guy who gave him the thing. Anyway, folks, I have some more stuff to show, but just real quick, let me just say this. I'm going to end the chat. Please, no more questions. I got to end the chat right now. My throat is really bad. I have no idea where Trump's going to be on August 4th, but I'm just saying, somehow, I don't know. I guess, like I said, I'm 100% it's going to happen on August 4th, but does it have to happen in Ohio? I guess it doesn't have to, but I believe it is. So, like I said, if it doesn't happen this year, then it's next year. But we'll see what happens on August 4th, because I don't know where he's at, but I know he's going to be in Butler, Pennsylvania on Wednesday. He's going back to the place where he got his ear shot on Wednesday. Anyway, so when Trump was born, a president was put in office right before he was born. Check this out, Trump was born in 46, but the president, when Trump was president, the president became president in 45, because the president died in office, Roosevelt, I think. Yeah, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, I think. So when the president got put in 1945, right before Trump was in office, guess what president it was? It was the 33rd president, right? And what was his name, the 33rd president? Look at this. The 33rd president, right? It was, where is it? Did I put it? Yeah, Truman. Look at that, Trump. Get it? He was the 33rd president. Trump is the 45th president, and he was elected in 45. Not elected, but put into office, Truman. And look at that, 33 plus 45 is 78. That's Trump's age right now. You see? Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is it's Truman, Trump man. You see what I mean? And what was Harry Truman known for? What was Harry Truman known for? He was known for saying the buck stops here. That was his saying. And I've been saying this for years. I've been talking about that. When they started talking about that, the buck stops here, because Ohio is the Buckeye state. That's why I was talking about it. Then they started talking about the Buckeye every second. I mean, the buck every second. The buck stops here. The buck stops here every second. When Biden got in, and he was the president that said the Buckeye. I mean, the buck stops here. All right, I'm telling you, Trump's gonna get his head one in Ohio. And by the way, Truman was born in 1884. Look at that. And he's born in Missouri, the 24th state. That's another connection to this year. But look, what did I show? Oh yeah, he's the guy who said the buck stops here. Like I said, that was the whole point. You know, the Buckeye state, right? And he got put in 45. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So JD Vance is going to be in Glendale, Arizona, because I live in Glendale, California. So JD Vance is going to be in Glendale, Arizona, on Wednesday, the day Trump's going to be in Butler, Pennsylvania. Get it? The dollar stops. Exactly. That's what they mean. The buck stops with Trump. That's what they're saying. Once Trump gets back into office and becomes the king of whatever the hell, they're going to go into the mark. That's what they mean. The buck stops with him. Anyway, where am I? Okay, folks, I think that's it. But I mean, like, what's the chance of that? You know what I mean? The 33rd president, he was put in 45, the president, 1945. So 33 and 45, 78, Trump's age. I mean, it's ridiculous. True man, Trump man. Yeah, I got to end the chat. I'm not kidding with you. I think I'm gonna go to the hospital. I'm not able to breathe. I can't swallow. Hold on. My whole throat is closing up, folks. I gotta end the chat. Listen, someone's saying that Jolie and Brad Pitt's The Angel in a Pit. Brad Pitt, somebody got a head wound because he crashed his bike. One of the kids of Angela Pitt. I mean, Angela Jolie and Brad Pitt. Yeah, I need prayers, folks. I'm not able to. My throat's closing up. I gotta end it. No, you don't understand. My throat is completely swelled up from talking too much. Yeah, and Trump spoke at the Bitcoin thing. That's right. To anyone whose questions earlier I didn't talk about, I mean, I didn't see or didn't mention, it's not because I didn't want to answer. It's just I need to end the chat. All right. God bless all of you. Hold on. Anyway, all right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. All right. Yeah, pray for me, man. I need it. End the video. Jesus is God. Yeah. You know what? Just ask me that question next time, okay? Don't forget. Write it down, Lost Coin. Because I gotta end the video. God bless all of you. Jesus is God.